The type of times when you typically use a panoramic photo merge is either when you're taking a landscape and you want to have a really long detailed view, or where you haven't got a lens that goes quite wide enough, so you might take a few photos. You have 1, 2, 3 and 4 in a square just to make it the image bigger, to have a more area. And also commonly when you want to go wider, you typically put them into vertical to shoots and you take 6 or 7 photos. You get a really long, wide, very high quality image. This is fantastic if you want to be blowing up to put photos on billboards or even blowing up big prints on a wall. It's very good because you can end up with like a 50, 60, even 100 megapixel image at the end of it. Hello and welcome. Today we're going to be looking at how to do a panoramic photo merge using Adobe Photoshop. The first thing you want to do is take your photos that you're going to merge and put them somewhere you know where they're going to be on your desktop, for example. Then you load up Photoshop, then you go up into File, and we're going to go down to Automate, and then go down to Photo Merge. Press that button. I normally leave it on auto, and then we go into the browse and go to where your photos are stored, and I've got these 4 photos here. I'm going to open those. These will open up here. Now these different layout options are different ways that they'll merge the photos together. I tend to leave it on auto normally, but perspective is a very common one to be used, and unless you're trying to, these ones are more cylindrical ones are more if you're doing a photo like a 360 one all around you. So if you get your photo done, it doesn't look quite right, just go and try one of the other ones. I would also hit vignette removal and geometric distortion correction and content aware full transparent areas. This bit, it's only really any good in sky. Normally with rocks and stuff you get far too many repeating patterns, and as you'll see it'll look pretty horrible down the bottom of our photos. So then we're going to press OK, and it's going to take a while to work through that. So here now we can see the image that's been created out of the merge of the few photos. If we zoom in and look, you can see these selected areas are the ones which have been added in by the content aware fill. See in the sky up here, you can't really tell. It's a pretty good job. But down here we've got a weird repetition here of the field and this train going all the way along. So I'm just going to have a quick look if I can tidy that with the clone stamp tool. If not, all I'm going to do is I'm just going to get rid of it, just crop down. So this part of the image at the bottom is not very important anyway. The other thing to check for is if you select each mask one at a time, so if you depreview everything else, so you just see the one image, and then add the next one back in, so this is the next one here, and check there's no glaringly obvious join marks or anything which you'd want to get rid of. It looks pretty good though overall. And then crop the photo down instead. So select the crop tool. I'm just going to try and maintain roughly the same. Just try and crop it out all the areas that we don't need. That are there repeats. Make sure that little bit of farm's gone. I'm just going to zoom in just to check. So we can get as many pixels as we can out of this photo. And we want to be at the top and we'll be right to the bottom. Yeah, so there. Oh, we need to go slightly higher. See the line just above where it hasn't worked at all. And then when you're happy, press enter, and that'll trim your photo down there. So there we go, you made your first panoramic stitch. Do this with any photos in any situation, just a typical landscape scene I've used here. I'm just going to quickly edit it up using Nick's collection software, and I'll show you that high speed quickly.